Hi. This is Taylor.
I'm a cat.
It's totally fine. I just want to introduce you to her because we're going to be talking a little bit about ayahuasca and moving towards that. And she's the one who's got me into this whole retreat thing that I'm moving towards. And so I just want to sort of talk to her a little bit about that and what's got her interested in getting involved in, I guess, organizing a retreat. And I guess we'll just go from there. So do you want to sort of talk about, first of all, what ayahuasca is for some people who might not know?
Yeah, sure. So ayahuasca is a brew consisting of two plants. There is the ayahuasca vine, Banisteriopsis caapi, and that is what contains the MAO inhibitor. So that allows your body to take in the DMT to have the experience. And the other plant involved is, there's usually a couple different kinds, but the main one, or the most common one, is called chacruna, and that's the one that contains the DMT. And when combined with the vine, obviously, like I said, it allows your body to use the DMT instead of just metabolizing.
I think the people in our culture have a real need for it, and that's why there's this huge wave of people coming from like these concrete jungles to immerse themselves in actual jungles, because we need to reconnect to tribe, which is I think what's moving me towards it. And ayahuasca, how long have you been involved with ayahuasca?
So I had my very first ayahuasca experience at the very beginning of 2012. So it's been over 4 years, and I've probably done close to 50 ceremonies since then.
Wow.
And it's not like a lot compared to like what some people do in 4 years with ayahuasca. Like if somebody's like seriously like say apprenticing or something, like they'd have like hundreds of ceremonies under their belt.
Right.
Which is something that I'm actually moving towards. So
that's cool. So that's that's what's motivating you to host the ceremonies, I guess? Or?
Yeah, well,
is it hosting, or is it just organizing?
It's more just like organizing. So it all, like, the whole thing just sort of happened on its own. When I started to make my videos, people started to ask me to take them to the jungle, and I had enough interest that I was like, you know what, I should probably just start organizing groups and take them there, because I've been there, I have connections, and I just started doing that. And I did stop for a while. I wasn't going to organize anymore after, like, my last one was in 2014, and I just decided not to do it anymore. But then, I just started to feel the call towards ayahuasca again, and I know that there's a lot of stuff that I still need to heal, and I just, actually, my friend who's also going to be on this retreat, she messaged me, and she was like, she wanted to go on a retreat, and she was wondering if I had organized any, because she just felt comfortable going through me. And I was like, no, I don't at the moment. But it sort of got me thinking that, like, maybe I should just organize a retreat, because, like, I really need to go. My friend really wants to go. And I'm sure there's, like, and I get emails all the time from people asking me, like, when are you going to organize another retreat? So I kind of just, I put one together, and this time it's a lot to do with my own stuff. Like, I really want to do this for myself, and it's just great that I can bring others with me.
Cool.
So
awesome. So the retreat starts, when does the retreat start?
So it starts on May 3rd, and it's 8 days, so the 3rd to the 8th, and it's in Ecuador. We're going to Napusamai Ayahuasca Lodge, which is the very first center that I drank at. So this is like the place that changed my life. I love the people who run it. It's run by like the most lovely Quechua family. It's all family run and owned, and it's beautiful.
How did you meet them?
So when I first found out that I was going to Ecuador, it just sort of like came up out of the blue. It was just like this crazy thing that just sort of like popped up, and I was like, okay, I'm going to Ecuador, so I must go to an ayahuasca retreat, because naturally that's just how it should happen. And I just did a quick Google search, and that was back in the day, like this was back in 2011.
Okay. And that's I guess that's the first place that you had your experience, that video that you posted when you were talking about feeling the call to actually go back to the jungle. Was it with Napusamai that you were feeling pulled back to, or was it a different place?
I mean, like Napusamai was obviously the only place I had been to, but I wasn't necessarily feeling the call back to a specific place. I just knew that I needed to go back and work with the medicine in some way.
Yeah.
I didn't end up going back to Napusamai because I had actually met somebody who became my boyfriend, and he had already planned this ayahuasca retreat for himself, so I kind of just went with him and ended up in Peru at a completely different place. So
awesome.
yeah.
Okay, so do you maybe want to talk a little bit about what's motivating this trip for you? Like, what's the energy behind getting all of this happening?
So, like I said, there's still stuff in myself that I really need to heal. A lot of it, well, most of it is dealing with my past relationship. I was in a very abusive relationship, and this was, you know, a few years ago. Like, I left this person 2 years ago, and it still affects me to this day. And I thought that I had, like, healed from it. I thought I just moved past it. But really what I did was just, like, push it into the back of my mind. And now, it's interesting, like, now that the retreat is coming closer, all this stuff that I've just pushed into the back of my mind is coming up. And I'm, you know, just like, experiencing all these, like, just uncomfortable emotions and, like, memories, and it feels like it's getting itself ready to be purged.
Right.
If that makes sense. Maybe it's not getting itself ready, because, like, a lot of the times, you know, our negative energy and our bad experiences want to stay with us. So they sort of just, like, embed themselves into us, like, with little claws, and it's like the work with the ayahuasca helps to, like, release those claws and, like, pull it out. So I'm excited for that.
I understand. Would you say that with ayahuasca, how it pulls it out, is it different every time, or does it feel aggressive, or does it feel gentle, or is it just circumstantial?
It changes all the time, the way that the healing works on a person, and it's also different from person to person. So, like, some people have, like, just beautiful experiences, like, all the time, and it's like, when are you going to, you know, experience hell? It's like, I experience hell all the time. Like, why am I not being, like, healed with, like, magic, like, clouds and, like, pixies, and, you know, like, I want to, well, I mean, not that I haven't had, like, experiences like that, but yeah, it's just, it's very interesting how different everybody's experiences are from each other.
So what do you think those hell trips are? What do you think the purpose of those are?
I mean, you can learn a lot of lessons going to those dark places. You can learn that hell really isn't a scary place, and that it's just how we perceive it. Like, you can, you know, if you're in a scary place and you're in a scary trip, it's very, very easy to just, you know, feel terrified and feel scared, but it takes a little bit of work to learn how to not be scared and not be terrified and not, like, you know, shy away from it. Like, it's actually kind of fun to learn to teach yourself how to stand up against or stand up in front of your fears and just face them and learn how to, like, just kind of, like, shove them aside, be like, you don't scare me. Like, it makes you stronger as a person, like, totally.
Yeah, it makes me think of lucid dreaming a little bit, where it's like when you come up against these really intense characters who are, like, rah, like, so mad and scary and, like, in your face and stuff, and you could just be like, like, you have a choice. Like, even if they're, like, yelling and screaming in your face, you can be like, excuse me, hi, no thank you. You could be like, well, it's really intense, and really feel it for a while, and then you're like, oh, okay, I see, you're trying to teach me something. Yeah.
And it's great, like, by going through those terrifying experiences in ceremony, it equips you to go through terrifying experiences in life and to still be okay. Like, a big thing that I was able to take away from my ayahuasca ceremonies is my ability to not allow myself to get too depressed about something. Like, obviously I still feel sad and I still get depressed and I still feel scared in some, you know, situations, but I know how to not keep myself there, or how to not let it go too far.
Right.
Like, the more terrifying things you're able to face, like, in journeying with the medicine, the more you're able to face them in real life, which
makes
nice.
sense. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're confronting demons as a hobby, or then when you, like, approach the actual demons in life, it's like, oh no, I've done this though. I've done this. It's like, you're actually not a demon, so it's okay. Yeah, that's cool. So, so you're moving towards the ceremony, wanting to purge, like, your previous relationships and stuff. And So do you have, I don't know, I was researching a little bit about like what to do for ayahuasca ceremonies, and it was saying like set an intention for each ceremony. So I'm trying to like clarify what my intentions are. I don't have them yet. Do you think that they come to you in this sort of pre-ayahuasca state that we're in right now, this like month before? There's like this energy that's like, and it's like showing us all, for me, like there's all these weird challenges. I'm gonna make my own video about this and talk to you maybe about this in like future. But do you find that this is like, this sort of is all like an area that's priming you for your journey? And like, what am I trying to say? Hold on. I guess, okay, we're gonna cut that out. I guess we're gonna edit this. Fuck, we're doing so well. Okay, so I guess I'm just wondering, like, as far as like priming yourself for the trip, do you find that like, that you're actually experiencing like lessons in reality that are like preparing you for your ceremony? And does that help to clarify what your intentions are?
Yeah, I really think that, like, as soon as you make the decision to go and do ayahuasca and it's like confirmed, it already starts to work on you. Like, the spirit of ayahuasca just like connects with you, and she does start to prepare you. You know, a lot of things, like I was saying before, like a lot of my shit that I had pushed into the back of my mind has come up because I need to look at it and see exactly what I need to hold an intention for in ceremony. And like, yeah, I mean, it's amazing how that happens. And yeah, I don't know.
Cool. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing all of that stuff with me. I'm like super excited to move towards this this whole venture. I've been dreaming about you and stuff too, just so you know. Like, you're like in my dreams and stuff. And I'm pretty sure that we're connected somehow. Like, it's kind of like I knew you in a past life or something, and we're like, hi, how's it going? Let's go to the jungle. It's time. Yeah. Let's go.
So awesome. Like, this was planned like millennia ago.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there you are. Remember when you came into the float center and I was all like, shit, like that was that energy that I felt when you came in. I think is just like me being like, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. Go away. Like, go away.
Leave your ayahuasca ceremonies away from me.
Yeah, and I was like, my ego wasn't ready either, because I was like, I was feeling all like threatened, and I actually mentioned in the video that I talked a little bit about you and the experience, and I was feeling threatened, and I think that kind of ties into my unwillingness to delve into this whole thing. Like, some part of my soul was like, no, it's not time. So then I had the whole summer to like get to a place where I feel like I'm moving towards it, and now it kind of feels like super right. It's kind of exciting.
Good. So, it is exciting. It's so exciting. I'm excited. Like, it's great.
Yeah. What would you say for first timers, like for people like me? I obviously haven't gotten into this, but like anyone who's like watching who doesn't really know so much about it but is feeling kind of a pull towards it, what would you suggest for them to first steps is moving towards it?
Well, I guess the first steps, like, you mean like how to go about finding a retreat, or like how to prepare before a retreat?
What's necessary in knowing that you should be doing this? Like, some people are like, ayahuasca is a psychedelic and sounds like a really good trip, you know, like let's go to the jungle and or let's go to somebody's I don't know, attic like and do ayahuasca. It's kind of gets you into these really raw states, and some people I don't think are prepared for it. I think there's a lot of preparation that has to go into. So
I kind of think that, you know, the people who want to do it because they think it would be a really cool experience, or, you know, they just want to see what happens, it's probably not the best idea to go and do that, because it's a serious thing to go through. Like, you can have your entire life, you know, just completely change before your eyes, and a lot of people might not be prepared to deal with that.
Right.
There's a lot of work involved too. Like, it's not just like you go to the ceremony and then you're healed and then, you know, you can go back to everyday life. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, it's a constant process. Like, there's no stopping. You know, once you take ayahuasca, you're on a path to self-improvement no matter what. And like, if you try to ignore that, for me personally, like, when I sort of like veer off the path, things in my life start to just like fall apart. And it's like, okay, shit, like, I need to get back onto that path, and like, it's work. Like, you gotta keep it up. So I feel like, you know, the people who feel the call like right here, and a lot of people know what I'm talking about. Like, a lot of people get that. It's just like, you can't really explain what it is, but like, you know, you have to go, and you know that there's things that you need to change in your life, and you might not feel prepared like mentally, but I feel like the people that do have that call pretty strongly are prepared, even though they might not think that they are.
Maybe it's because once they've made the decision to do it, ayahuasca is already doing the work with you, and like so you are getting into this space of like, okay, like it's happening, like kind of like what we were talking about, like at some point I feel like she's been working on me for years and I just didn't know, like you know, it's kind of interesting. And another thing that I think that's worth noting is the integration phase. Like how would you describe, like, I guess it's different obviously for every ceremony, but when you come back and integrate into the default world, like how would you say, how much space and time do you need to give for yourself, or is it just a constant integration like for the rest of your life, just like the way DMT integrates, you know, every day?
I'm probably not the best person to ask about this, to be honest, because like when I came back from my ayahuasca experiences, I went right back to the jungle, and then I've been traveling nonstop for like, well, not nonstop, but like off and on for 4 years, so I haven't really had the time to like be in one place at one time to really process everything, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
And it feels great.
Like that's what you're doing, rooted in the city, or just getting...
Yeah, because like, you know, when I was traveling, it's really hard to, like, when you don't have your own space and you're constantly doing things and like meeting new people, it's really hard to process and you know, take the time for yourself to really integrate what you've learned through in ceremony. I mean, it's not that I haven't integrated nothing, like I've totally integrated stuff on my own, but in terms of like living within this society, there's still things that I need to work on, I guess. Like I feel very, not totally disconnected from it, but
disconnected from
this society.
Right.
I mean, I've always sort of felt disconnected from this society, to be honest. Who am I trying to kid? But sometimes it's just hard for me to like deal with it. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. Maybe we should just edit that part.
Okay, so integration. So you don't feel that you've fully integrated the stuff that you're learning, and now you're coming to a place of having settled in the city and you're rooted, and like coming to a place of just sifting through and clarifying intentions and being able to move forward. Yeah.
And I guess maybe I should mention that like a lot of the work that I have done with ayahuasca was with my bad ex-boyfriend.
Right.
So a lot of the ceremonies that I did, I was very, very, very heavily influenced by this person. He was extremely manipulative and controlling, and I wasn't really in my own like right mind. So I feel like going back to do ayahuasca now is sort of like me restarting, like a new chapter with ayahuasca, like the way that like I'm going to be working with ayahuasca the way that I know that I should be working with ayahuasca, without any, you know, outside influence from horrible people. And it's like a fresh start for me.
So when you come back from this, like, you're still going to be living in the city for a little bit, so you're going to have a stretch of time to like actually like integrate and land in what you've just experienced. So that's kind of awesome. Yeah, cool. So I guess I sort of want to just, like, in order to wrap it up, just sort of point the viewers to how they can learn more about your retreat, and if there's any last words you want to include.
Sure. So if you guys haven't already seen my YouTube channel, you can find me by searching Taylor Marie, or Taylor Marie Aya. A lot of stuff comes up for that. My channel is called Taylor Marie, but I really don't know what people search. Like, my actual like YouTube like URL name is Bombshell Space Friend, which I like came up with like years and years and years ago, just with a random name generator. So you could search Bombshell Space Friend or just my name. And also you can find information about the retreat on my website, which is www.highersheflies.com. There's a little tab that says ayahuasca. You'll find all the information there. And you can get in contact with me through that page as well. So.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. Cool. Right on. I'm so glad we did this.
Thank you so much.
Yay. Okay, so we'll do this again sometime. I think we're going to do like a flip side of this where I can talk in Taylor's space. She can like sort of interview me. So this is going to be like our first collaboration, and we're going to work on doing a little more collaborative sort of video things in the jungle. I'm sure we're probably going to do something like this there. Oh yeah.
Wait, you guys just wait for the awesome jungle videos. Like, it's going to be awesome.
I'm really excited.
There's going to be big bugs and snakes and stuff.
I really have to move.
Kidding.
I'm just kidding. I really don't want that to happen. That's actually one of the bigger fears that I have. Is
you know what though? Oh, the spiders, yeah. The spiders are a little creepy. But the snakes are cool. And
I don't care
learned
about the snakes.
the last time I was in Ecuador, I learned how to tame snakes using tobacco smoke, which is really awesome.
That's
so
cool.
like if we ever come across like some fucking mean ass anaconda, I got your back.
Great. Oh, okay, I do care about the snakes. Mean ass anaconda. I wasn't thinking. You know, I was researching like creepy things in Ecuador, and there was like, oh, you have to be careful about the snakes that hang in like low hanging trees over rivers and stuff. And I was just like, snakes that are just like anaconda like snakes hanging in the branches, and I was just like, shit. So I'm just not gonna think about that. So that's cool. Awesome. We'll do that, and there won't be any snakes in our video, and or spiders. And if there are, then we've made friends, and there'll be a guest or something like that. That'll be awesome.
Oh my god, we should interview a spider.
Great.
Okay, Mr. Tarantula.
That's all for now.
Bye.
I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm gonna do a few more videos, so thanks for watching, and thanks for your patience, because I know it's been a little while, and I'll see you guys all in the near future. Bye bye.